All right, so Duff Noodles continues to spiral out of control. I don't know if he'll ever turn things around at this point. I keep thinking he's hit rock bottom, but somehow he manages to outdo himself, and now he's just actively trying to lose fans every video he uploads. And it's probably the worst time for him to do that. I mean, obviously people should never do that. It doesn't make any sense, but this is definitely the worst time for Duff Noodles to be pulling this because he just started renting a new studio in LA that's pretty big. He started hiring employees, I'm pretty sure, and he's suing Keemstar. I'm sure that costs a lot of money. So he's really putting the pressure on himself. Like, he did all that, and now he's spending his videos lecturing his fans and telling people to unsubscribe and stop watching because he thinks if you're a real fan of his, you would agree with every single thing he says, you would support everything he does, and if you give him any constructive criticism or any feedback, that means you're a troll and you're not a real fan. He does not want to hear it. And don't get me wrong, obviously there are trolls in his comments that aren't real fans, and I'm sure like pretend like, oh, you know, I've been a fan of you forever and now I'm gonna unsubscribe. Obviously people are doing that, but I think most of them, and like definitely some of the top comments that have the most likes, those are real fans because you could tell some of them are actually just trying to help and they're trying to give him good advice. And it's crazy because he doesn't need to acknowledge these comments. He could just continue on making regular videos and I think people would be fine. Like, after all the gut drama, he could have just left it there and just moved on from it, but it seems like he just wants to continue talking about it. It's crazy. And every time he talks about the hate comments and the criticism and all the drama, things just keep getting worse. And he doesn't know when to stop. He just keeps doubling down and tripling down. Like, dude, you don't need to acknowledge this stuff. You could have just moved on. People would have forgotten, but it's like you don't want them to forget.
And you can either be excited and want to come along with me, or you can complain. And honestly, if you're part of the latter, then I just feel bad for you because I don't give a fuck about your complaints. I don't care that you didn't like the background. I don't care that you saw some random flaw in a video that I made a couple of weeks ago. I am not here to make videos for the complainers. I am making videos for the people who support me.
Dude, you're going out of your way to make videos for the complainers. And if you think they're all trolls, then you know this is exactly what they want, you addressing them. Like, every video this past week, he'd randomly go into like a 3-minute rant about the trolls, and it's just hilarious. Like, check this out. This is probably some of Duff Noodles' best content, honestly.
Can penetrate the insipid and dirty heart of an internet troll who veils their unadulterated and often irrational hatred for people under the guise of advice. These bottom-dwelling, bottom-feeding assholes spend all day figuring out new ways to instigate and argue and squabble over quite literally anything in a desperate attempt to divert attention away from the fact that they are nothing more than absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of human existence. They're less than a blip in a blip of a radar, and their smallness terrifies them. That's why they lash out and leave negative comments. These people will live miserable lives, making excuses and blaming everyone else for their problems.
That man is 37. How is that possible? And he continued on with that for like another 2 or 3 minutes. And that was also all his editing. I didn't edit that at all. He put in those flames and that music in the background. And now he started to make whole videos about it. Like, this video is 19 minutes long where he's just talking about people in his comments.
The people who support me on Patreon, link down below. The channel members, also linked down below. I'm here to serve the people who love my content, not the winos with a misplaced sense of justice or ownership over my content, especially when all they do is watch my videos so they can bitch about it.
See, this man is so confused, and he started all this too. I'm pretty sure he started the Papa Gut thing. He called him out, and then it all just spiraled into this, whatever the hell this is now. Like, he's mistaking these people who just want to see him like do better, like by taking some responsibility. Like, these are his actual fans. They think it would help him and it'd be more mature of him to take some responsibility with that situation, and he didn't do that, and he probably could have gotten away with it, but now he just continues to call out these fans. Like, how does he not realize that people can have valid criticism? You're not going to be right all the time. People are going to want to try to point things out for you that maybe you missed. Like, not everybody criticizing you is out to get you and just wants to see you fail. These people are trying to help. And I guess he just does not realize that. Well, actually, I think he does, but he obviously just cannot admit when he's wrong. So he'd rather make it seem like the people in the comments that are criticizing him or giving him feedback, they're just haters and they're trolls in disguise. They're not real fans.
Now, I don't make content for them. I make content for my fan base, the people who actually fuck with me. And this whole phase this channel is going through right now is really showing me the difference between fly-by-night fans and actual followers. You see, for a while, it was trendy to like me.
When the hell was that? No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, he had a fan base at some point. Now it's just like dwindling down every day. But I even get some people in my comments who used to be fans. They're like, man, I used to like listening to him. He did a good job providing the news, but he just makes it so hard to watch now. It's crazy. People want to watch him and they like what he was providing, but now he's just ruining it. He's self-destructing. He just cannot handle it. The fame got to his head, I guess. And I wonder if he thinks that H3 is an actual fan of his now, because it's pretty obvious Ethan does not support what Duff Noodles is doing right now, but he doesn't want to talk about it because he really likes him. He did go into it a little bit on his last podcast. His fans, I think, have been begging him to talk about it, but it's very brief, and he's basically just like, stop doing what you're doing.
People really want me to talk about Duff Noodles. I just don't really know how to touch that topic, so I'm just avoiding it. That's just the honest answer there. You know, he seems to be, I don't know how to say it. It just seems like some people got the best of him. You know, I wish he wouldn't get baited so frequently into doing stuff that people can, use against him. I don't know. The thing is, I like Dennis. He was a homie. We talked. We did the Steamies together. Obviously, there's stuff that he said and done on social media that's like way too far, even for me. But he's my friend, so I'm not gonna friend. I hope he reels it in, gets his shit together, and stops causing problems, getting into shit. That's it. Leave me the fuck alone. People find a way to spin anything I say. They'll be like, yo, he's a pedo apologist.
I'm not going to say that, but I'm going to say Ethan is not a true fan of Duff Noodles. He's really just a troll. He's not supporting everything he's saying. He said that Duff Noodles went too far. That's not a true fan, dude. Come on. Get with the program. We're now supporting Duff Noodles, telling people to off themselves on Twitter. I love it. This is classic Duff Noodles. I actually laughed at this. I mean, it wasn't for the reason he wanted, but it's just like so predictable at this point. This is like the most Duff Noodles thing ever. This man just cannot get out of his own way. It's awesome. In between tweeting about how Jennifer Lopez and Britney Spears are sending each other supportive messages, he tells somebody to go end themselves. And of course, that's not far enough. He can never just end it there. He can't just take the L and move on, or just delete the tweet and move on. He has to double down, triple down. He changes his profile pic to his like little character with a shotgun, and then he tweets out this bizarre tweet where he's jokingly telling Twitter to look into his own account, and he's saying he should be banned off the platform, which is funny because if he was, that would only help him. As soon as this guy got Twitter back, it was all downhill from there. Well, I mean, it's been going downhill for a while, but that really accelerated things. And Twitter is awful for this guy. Like, if you're somebody that can't handle criticism and you feel the need to respond to everything and you just can't ignore anything, you need to be off Twitter. Like, that is not a good place for you.
Damn, I hate Dennis's takes. He's like the worst of both sides. So don't watch my videos. Literally, no one is forcing you to watch my videos. Why do you even click on them? Folks, let me explain something to you. All of us are brought into this world for a limited time. In the grand scale of the universe, our existence lasts less than a blip on a radar. Does that make sense? The universe is billions of years old, constantly expanding at an ever-increasing rate for another billions of years, meaning that our time on this earth, if we live to the average amount of years that an average human exists in this earth for, that's about 70 years, is less than a drop of water in the ocean. The ocean being representative of the billions of years in the universe. Now, with all that being said, if we are all in agreement that we have a limited amount of time on Earth, and that time is very finite and very short, then what the actual fuck are people doing, wasting their lives doing something they don't want to be doing? It makes no sense.
I love how he says this in the middle of a 20-minute video of him responding to internet trolls. You have no right to tell anybody that they're wasting their time. Like, that comment you're responding to, all it said is like, Duff Noodles sucks or something like that, and it had 2 likes. Why even responding to that? Like, what the hell is going on here? And of course, he doesn't respond to any of the comments that are actually giving him good criticism and tell him things that he could work on. He doesn't respond to those. He only responds to people saying, like, Duff Noodles sucks, or I hate Duff Noodles. Like, what is the point of this? You're only losing fans. You're wasting time. You're not putting out good content. And he's giving the trolls what they want. They are winning here. And he even knows that. Like, I don't know what he knows, but he admits that the trolls just want attention. They want people to respond. And then that's exactly what he does.
If you don't like my videos and they really bother you that much, go watch something else that makes you happy. Go do something to fulfill your life. I am here building my dreams. You see this wall behind me? It didn't exist 2 weeks ago. You see this space that I'm in? It wasn't mine 2 months ago. But I went out and got this place and had this wall built so I could fulfill my dreams. 3 years ago, I was on food stamps, buried in debt, tens of thousands of dollars in debt, relying mostly on favors to get by. And somehow, through a lot of hard work, I made it here. I didn't waste any time complaining.
Well, now you're spending a lot of time complaining. Like, how do you not realize this? And I've never seen somebody brag about having a wall built. Like, that's part of your dream? I always wanted to have a place with a wall in the middle of it. That'd be so cool. Well, actually, Duff Noodles has something in common with Donald Trump. They both love walls and love bragging about walls that they built.
And not only will I bounce back from this downturn that I'm facing, but I'm going to come back even stronger. There is no other creator on this platform who is as prolific as I am with the level of production value that I deliver with my content. I know this because I've worked with multiple creators and brands behind the scenes.
Look at this guy. He builds a wall and he thinks he's Mr. Beast. The highest production value? What? You're standing there talking about troll comments with a wobbly camera, reading off like some shitty teleprompter. Come on. You can't be serious.
One of my many jobs before YouTube was creating content for YouTubers. Some of the creators that I helped currently have over 10 million subscribers. It's a lot of really successful people, so I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
So humble. Like, dude, where's the humility here? You're losing like thousands of subscribers every week, I think, at this point, and now you're trying to tell us you know what you're doing? I don't know. That's a little hard to believe. I think maybe at one point you knew what you were doing to get an audience. Now you're just completely off track.
With all that being said, it always amazes me how people see one side of you on social media and use it to base all of their assumptions on who you are based on that one side. I'm much more than what you see online. And no matter how parasocial you may see your relationship with me, we don't know each other.
I feel like a lot of people use this excuse to avoid criticism now, and a lot of people's fans use this to defend them. It's always like, just stop being so parasocial. You don't know them. You don't know what's going on. They're just entertainment. You just see them on the internet, which can be a valid response to some people, but most of the time you could tell they're just using it to avoid criticism. And this is really hypocritical coming from Duff Noodles, because all he does is just talk about other people he hates and criticizes them and acts like he knows them just because he's watched them on a YouTube video. And it's hilarious because in this same video, he talks about how his real fans, they know him and they get him. And that sounds like some parasocial shit. And I think that's what's going on here. I think it's the other way around. Like, the fans that will constantly defend him and support everything he does and never question him, that's a weird relationship. Especially with this situation where it's pretty obvious he screwed up, and most people agree on that. So the people that are defending him and don't think he can do anything wrong, those people might be a little too obsessed.
Anyway, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here for the long haul. And you can either come along on the journey and see all the cool things that I'm going to make for all of you, or you can just leave. I'm fine with it either way. I'm not here to be your dad. Maybe you're zaddy, but I'm not here to baby you. I'm an entertainer. And it's not because you watched my content for however long you watched me, or that you just clicked on your first video, that you now own me for some reason. You most likely subscribed to me because you enjoyed something that I made. And I'm going to keep making stuff. And if you don't like it, change the channel. You have the remote at the tip of your fingers. Don't waste your life doing things that you don't like, that make you unhappy. Be happy.
I like how he says he's not here to baby his fans, but he wants all his fans to baby him. He wants them to be all yes men and just agree with everything he says. Like, right here, how could somebody not point this out? Like, dude, you're talking about yourself. Like, you're not happy, clearly, in this video. You're doing something you hate. You're responding to troll comments, and it's not necessary at all. And your fans don't want you to do this. Like, you're making the choice to be unhappy in this video.
I think you might benefit from a social media break. You look like you're losing yourself. This is the kind of parasocial behavior that's actually harmful. This person is projecting some really weird shit onto me. First off, I'm doing just fine. I'm literally the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. I just finished building my dreams. You see this behind me? I had this built. This didn't exist 2 weeks ago. I'm getting to collaborate with a bunch of funny people every single day. It's really the best that I've been in years. And the people around me know this. My family knows this. But it's almost like the minute you start exuding this confident, positive, and happy energy, people online immediately start saying, you have some type of mental illness. There's something wrong going. This person is too happy. They're too happy. They can't be this happy. It's almost inadequate being happy and fulfilled.
God, now he's trying to make it sound like everyone online just thinks that he's doing too well and he's too happy that they need to bring him down. Like, dude, you are lying to yourself. I know I'm ripping on him in this video, but if he actually listened to me and just stopped paying attention to the troll comments and stopped reacting to them and addressing them, I guarantee he would be happier. I mean, how could he deny that? It's so obvious. Like, yeah, you sound real happy in this video. And his last video. Like, look at this.
I did tell someone to go educate themselves at the end of the barrel of a loaded shotgun. And honestly, I think people should say that kind of thing more often to each other. Some people need to be told to go to fucking hell where they belong.
And again, he's gone on this rant every day for the past week. So if you're spending your time telling people to go end themselves, go and fuck themselves, go to hell and all this stuff, you just don't sound very happy. And if he could just admit not every negative comment is somebody that absolutely hates you and is trying to drag you down, like some of these people actually care and they're just trying to help and they have some good feedback. If he realized all this stuff, he would be a billion times happier.
That I'm losing it. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, there are numerous people in my life, some of them mental health professionals, who I see constantly. And there's no difference between me today and me a year ago. All that happened is I'm sleeping more. So please, stop jumping to conclusions. This shit's mad parasocial. You don't know me. I'm an entertainer on the other side of the screen. I love this channel. He's finding his voice. And I don't give a single flying fuck what other opinions exist, frankly. See, these are my true fans. They even talk like me. These are my ride or dies. These are the people who aren't gaslighting in the comments saying, I know him. I've been following him for years. Oh my God, he changed so much. No, these people know me. They're my ride or dies. They relate to the content, okay? My ride or dies appreciate the fact that I entertain them. And it's as simple as that. At the end of the day, I'm a comedian.
Oh shit, Duff Noodles is a comedian? I haven't heard that before. Like, dude, if you're a comedian, you should not have to tell people that much. I don't think I've ever heard any comedian have to mention that many times that they're a comedian. Or any other person mentioning their profession. Imagine someone going around being like, I'm an accountant. It's like you're doing someone's taxes and you just constantly call them being like, hey, listen, I'm an accountant. I know what I'm doing here, don't worry. Like, I'd be concerned about that. I'd be like, geez, maybe this guy doesn't know what he's doing. And that's what it feels like with Noodles. It's concerning that he's always like, I'm funny, I'm a comedian, I know comedy, I know what I'm doing. And he doesn't realize that he shouldn't have to say that. If you're actually a comedian, you should just make people laugh. You don't need to tell them that you're trying to be funny. That's just weird.
I'm just here talking shit to distract you from whatever is going on in your life. That's it. Point blank. I'm not a news source. I'm not a journalist. I'm not a debater. I'm not a master debater. Maybe a masturbator sometimes, but that's besides the point. Okay? All I do...
Oh wait, I take back everything I just said. That was funny stuff right there. This dude really is a comedian. I don't know how he just came up with that. Master debater, masturbator, genius. That is the perfect line to follow up I'm a comedian with. And nobody will question you after that.
Is a fucking joke. I'm a walking fucking punchline.
Well, he's not wrong about that. Even though I think he's trying to say that in a positive way, but this dude is a walking punchline. Like, this is unbelievably funny. It's so hard to believe that this is a real person.
Because I love this. It gets me fucking hard. There's nothing else. Not even fucking sex is as good as this shit. Okay? And I'm not even exaggerating. I fucking love this shit. There's absolutely nothing anybody can do.
All right, dude, take it easy a little bit. God damn. You'd think if he cared about it this much, he would try a little harder to preserve his channel. It seems like at this point he doesn't care if he goes to 0 followers.
Once again, thank the people who have actually been supporting me throughout this whole moment. Like I said, this really showed me who my true followers are. These past few weeks have really made it evident who is here because they want to watch me grow and who is here because they have some parasocial, weirdo, bullshit drama thing happening with them, okay? If you're the latter, I'm sorry, but you're not going to get what you're looking to get from this channel. That's why you've been getting more and more frustrated. I just don't give a fuck about your weird parasocial shit, okay? In the words of Charles Barkley, I'm not a role model. I'm just here to talk some shit.
Yeah, this is the guy who 3 or 4 years ago started crying and almost quit the internet because somebody was just talking some shit. And I found this clip from his channel. This was less than a year ago. And he's like, I just want to spread positive messages. If that's not what I'm doing on my channel, then what the hell am I doing here?
I'm rambling now, but I guess you get the point. I love all of you. I feel so fortunate to be able to do this. And honestly, if I have a platform and I'm not using it to spread a message that I think is positive and would contribute to a better world, then what the hell am I doing with my life?
Well, it seems like that really took a turn. And see, I think his fans, his real fans that are giving him constructive criticism and feedback, they're the ones who probably related to that message. They're like, oh, I like how he's wholesome and everything. And he just completely did a 180. And now they're all confused. And he's like, this is who I really am. It's like, I don't know, dude. You're really just an asshole? I guess I'll stop watching. And that's how most people responded. So we'll see where he takes things from here. I really wasn't expecting to make another video on him this quickly, but he is just completely out of control. Maybe finally somebody around him will start talking some sense to him. It seems like most of his employees just agree with everything he does and they're acting like nothing's wrong, but I don't know, man. This isn't looking too good. Alright, so that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of this mess, and then hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you at the next video.